Alright guys, here's the update on my Nexx 10 SC. Did a bunch of upgrade parts to it, including the carbon fiber shock towers, the aluminum chassis braces, and a new front bumper on it. So anyways, take you through some of the parts. I will show part numbers towards the end, straight off of the parts, the actual little cardboard hangers on it. So as you can see here, there is the carbon fiber rear shock tower. I did use the jam-in version of those shock towers. There is the chassis brace for the rear. That's the 7075 aluminum that they use. And then kind of want to show you on the rear of it. On the shock towers, they're 4 millimeters wide, but as you see there, there's a small little extra piece of carbon just to take up the space for the old plastic ones. So those both get attached, and then screws go all the way through that. The rear section of this actually took a lot longer than the front section because there's a lot more screw turning. As far as the chassis braces, these braces go in fairly simply, but if you can see all the way underneath there to where there's that little nut, there's actually two of them that kind of ride inside of a channel. Those are a pain in the ass because you have to get up underneath there and not let the nuts slide out of there. So anyways, that's the same way on the front as the rear. There's the front one that you can see right there with the two. The front's a lot easier to get to because it's wide open. I ended up removing the battery tray there. Did move that to the second position, so it's right in the middle now. Here is the front shock tower. Nice, and the coolest thing that I realized about this towards the end of the install is this shock tower includes a whole nother row right there of shock mounting positions, so I can now run the longer travel shocks in the front. So I can actually run rears all the way around, so which is pretty cool. I set everything up in just the same positions it was as the factory had set it up with the plastics. And then you'll also see right in there, there's that extra piece of carbon fiber that goes from the front little brace there for the bumper into the shock tower. So just to make up some of the space for the plastic had originally. So anyways, there's all of that stuff. Looks pretty good. Cleaned it all up, just compressed air and just wiped it down just slightly. As far as the new front bumper, I went ahead and replaced that. Here's the old one, and you can kind of see how the plastic had pulled out. May try gluing that just as a backup bumper, but hopefully that'll be a one-time issue. I was going to put on the skid guard that came with the front bumper, which is this guy right here, but I didn't have long enough screws. It seemed like the old screws would not screw all the way in and have a good grab onto the whole front clip of that car. So I went ahead and left it off for now. I'll probably go pick up some new screws, a little bit longer, and go from there. Here's all of the part numbers. There's the front bumper right there. Nitro House had written 40943. There's nothing else on that card at all. The chassis braces, 40960, that's straight from OFNA. And then here is I think that's the front shock tower, JMP 2000, and then 2010 is the rear. As far as what came off the car, here's the chassis braces that was on there. You will have to use, there's a little riser that comes out of there that you will have to mount onto the rear one. I'll show that really quick. Hopefully I can get in there. Yeah, it's right in there, right behind the motor. There's just a little plastic little riser to go up to the upper deck. And then the cool thing is the shock towers, the carbon fiber ones, actually replace two pieces, both the body mount and the shock towers that were in the vehicle. So probably a little bit of weight savings there, and obviously a lot stiffer, won't break. But all in all, good little deal. I'll be running it here in about a half hour, and hopefully everything runs good. Over and out.